Hi everyone, and welcome back to Alive and All. This is Becca, co-founder, co-creator of Alive and All. Okay, so last video was about being a female and rocking it. You know, we're all these Wonder Woman rock stars, reminding other men out there that we're precious and beautiful and to love on us like we deserve to be loved on. All those great things, right? So I put that video out there, feeling great about it, feeling really good. Things were, you know, at a good pace. And my son got a phone call from the school, or I got a phone call from school, his dad did. And it was just a couple days after that video, he had acted out, and his dad actually had to go get him from school. So his dad goes and gets him and brings him home. You know, was talking to him and working through what he had going on that day. I get home and decided that evening, after talking with our son, that I would email the teacher and the counselor, because there's been some ongoing issues through the year, and just to make sure we're all on the same page and what had happened, what he had said happened that day was the right story. Not that he makes things up, but just, you know, to keep us all on the same page. And in this email I sent, I thanked them, because he is a handful. And with him being the second child, I had a false expectation of what children would be like and what they're supposed to be. You know, my oldest was very easy to parent and very driven and self-advocates, and you know, she's got it. She's always been that way from a very small age. My son is extremely different from that, and it's not that one is better than the other. It's just they are night and day from one another. Now, so I emailed the teachers and, you know, thanked them for, you know, all the work that they've been doing with him, but also to not give up on him. I was really worried about, you know, please don't give up on him. He is making progress, and I promise I'm seeing it. You know, please tell me you guys are seeing it too. And, you know, here I'm embarrassed, and I even said that in this email. It embarrasses me that he acts out this way. You know, because it is embarrassing to me, because it's something I don't understand, but also that's not how we're raising him, is to, you know, act out like this and think that that's how you get things or want things, you know. So I sent the email off, still feeling really good about everything, you know, like, okay, I encouraged them, and I, you know, we got Trey on this pattern. We're going to start testing them for, you know, could he possibly spectrum? We're looking at doctors as far as nutrition, is, you know, all these different things, just getting everything mapped out to get there, to make sure we're making him successful. So I get an email back from the counselor, and she loves our son, so I'm very, very thankful. And she you know, let us know that she loves him, and yes, she's seeing encouragement too, and for me to please not be embarrassed, you know, that every child is different, and every circumstance is different, every situation is different, and so it's okay, and she understood. Now, after I read her email that came back to me, I thought, oh my gosh, how selfish am I? How ego-based am I to be worried about being embarrassed, to be worried about how we're going to be looked at, our family's going to be looked at, instead of what was my son going through at that moment that made him react that way? What are these issues that maybe our son has? And I'm not saying issues like that's bad, so please know that. It's just a different, he's not special. I mean, he's a handful. He's a flippin' handful, and I don't know what to do with him. But I'm honest about it, and I'm learning, and I'm trying, right? So that's what it was, and I was embarrassed about this, that this has been such a struggle for me, and it is really, really hard, and I feel guilty, like I've done something wrong. What did I do Now he's going to be like this for the rest of his life. This is something that he's going to battle for forever, you know, social anxieties and, you know, attachments, how he gets attached, OCD, you know, just these different things. And very much went back into that ego-based me. What am I supposed to do with this? How am I supposed to fix it? And again, not at all concerned or worried about this little guy who is struggling. He's struggling. I mean, and he's making great progress, but there's still a struggle. So this put me back into my ego, and I thought, okay, why am I going back to this ego yucky place that doesn't make me feel good? As most of you know, I am a believer, and I listen to a lot of different podcasts and different things, and one of my favorite people to listen to by far is Joyce Meyer. And she had been preaching recently, or I had heard recently, how she was talking about, you know, when we sin has consequences. And the sin itself has come and gone. The sin is done. But the consequence of the sin could still be there and is still existing. Now, it's up to us within that consequence to see this as a negative, or knowing how beautiful ultimate love is, universe, Jehovah, God, Yahweh, what you connect with, knowing that how beautiful Yahweh is, correcting it, making it something beautiful. So the consequence of the sin, we can stay in this yuck consequence space, or we can look for the beauty of the consequence. So I know that's kind of explained maybe very short, so an ab-libby, so I promise I will not try to do that again. I want to share this with you because I had my son out of wedlock, and that is actually both my children I had out of wedlock. And that has been a ego-based sin I've carried. Now, the consequence to the sin, I believe, for my son is how he's acting out. Now, the sin's come and gone. My son is a blessing. I will stand here every day of the week, and I'll tell you, I might want to sell him some days, but that little boy is a blessing, and I love him, and I would give my right arm for him. Just is how it is. The beauty of this is, yes, he requires a little bit more. Yes, I have to really, really push myself and make sure that I'm staying structured for him, which is not an easy task for me. I am bird, fly, here, there, let's do something, and he can't be like that. He needs structure. He needs a little bit more slower pace. I'm a little bit more fast paced. Let's go, 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 right? So these things that he needs, which are consequences to my sin, because those are things I don't know how to do, right? That's a consequence for me. It's a consequence. Now, as I'm, you know, digesting all this and being in my ego and trying not to be in my ego and all these great things, that sweet, still, small voice comes to me and says, Becca, I gave you what you needed, and I gave him what he needed. Well, crap. Are you sure you signed me up for this one? Because I'm not sure I can do it, one. And two, why didn't I get to say so maybe what I needed? Well, probably because, honestly, Becca, you don't know what you need because you keep screwing it up, or you'd figure it out by now. And two, it's okay. It's okay to be scared going into something. It's okay to not know. It's okay to go, these are the consequences for something, but guess what? I also know in my heart of hearts, I need more structure. I need to slow down. So how beautiful is it that what some would look at as a consequence and a negativity, a negative aspect, we're able to look at and go, thank you, God. Thank you, universe. Thank you, ultimate love, for this gift you gave me. Even though there was a sin and there's consequences to it, I'm able to see the beauty of it. when we get out of the way of our ego, we can see the beauty.